Hey folks, it's Tom, your frugal prepper. So I'm just gonna kind of do a daily vlog video. I don't know how much I'm gonna get done today. It's raining. It's kind of stopping raining, but it's still sprinkling. I got to go to a pick and pull and get a strut for that LeBaron. But I'm off to get me something for breakfast. I'm gonna get a croissant witch and take the bread off. I just wanted to talk a little bit about something. So yesterday, we take off in the PT Cruiser, and I'm like, oh crap, the turn signal's out. She's like, what do you mean it's out? I noticed it was blinking fast. My wife, and it's like, yeah, when it blinks fast, that means there's a bulb out, So we pull into the gas station to get gas, and she's like, turn the turn signal on, and she goes up front, it's blinking. I'm like, well, the one in the back's not then, So I open up the emergency toolkit that I have in the back of the PT Cruiser, and the screwdrivers are just gone. I don't know what happened to them, they're gone. So I'm like, well, crap. Oh, this weather. So I go to Advance. I need a quart of oil. I need a taillight bulb and a screwdriver. They got some Fram oil, which I don't trust Fram because they make such crappy filters. That's like $4 a quart, or you can pay $9 a quart for something better. So I just grab a thing of the Fram oil. I'm like, it'll be good enough. It's a Chrysler. And I go to get a screwdriver off the shelf, and they're locked with these little red lock tabs, so that you have to get somebody out there with the key thing to release it so that you can buy their expensive $5 screwdriver. I'm just like, holy crap. So I go over to the bulb section, and the bulb manual, the book where you look up what bulb it takes, is missing. Pretty sure it takes a 3157, but I can't verify it without the screwdriver, and the guy's nowhere to be found. So I just put the oil back on the shelf and left, and I'm like, I just refuse anymore to spend my money someplace where I'm treated like a criminal, right? Where I can't tell you how many times I've gone into Advance to get a part and been like, oh, you know what, I need this tool, and I walk back to the tool section, I'm like, oh crap, they're all locked. I can't get it. And you can't even take it off and flip it over and look at the back or anything. You can't. Harbor Freight started doing this with their Icon tools here in my town anyway. And so now you have an Icon tool. I was looking for a ratchet the other day. I thought, well, maybe I'll try the Icon. It's packed in a box so that you can't actually see it, and you can't take it off the shelf to try to shake the box to, even tell what's in it, and you can't feel it or mess with it ahead of time. I'm like, you know what? Just screw it. I'll get a ratchet somewhere else. So I actually went and bought one from Napa. It's just, I refuse to shop where I'm treated like a criminal. Yeah, right? If you cannot, it sucks that criminals steal from you, all right? But you have to come up with a way to stop them from stealing that doesn't involve inconveniencing your regular customer and stopping them from making that last minute, oh, you know what, I could use that type of purchase. Because most of the time, we're not going to mess with going to the counter and getting the guy that's too busy answering phones to even look up our parts when we're standing there with money in our hand, and now we got to go get him to unlock a tool too. Just not going to do it. And so the criminal is still stealing from you. All right, he's stealing your sales from you. He's stealing your legitimate sales from you. So I just don't do that anymore. I'll just wait or go somewhere else, or I'll order it on Amazon. I recently moved all my prescriptions over to Amazon Pharmacy because they just show up at my door. I don't have to go to Walmart and park and get out of my car. And you got 42,000 wheelchair spots. All the good spots are wheelchair only spots, and you got park way in the back. It's just and everybody is getting so lazy that they don't even want to walk anymore. So they're always using those motorized carts to drive around Walmart because, I get that a lot of people don't understand why they're fat, and they don't know what they can do to actually not be fat. But there's a whole lot of people that just don't care. They just don't care. They just gave up and they don't care, and they don't want to learn. And it's just getting crazy. It's just crazy, you know. I'm in things for service and speed. When I want to go in and I want to buy something, I want to be like, joom, 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 got it, go, get my stuff done. I don't want to have to wait around an extra 20 minutes to dick around with all this bull. I don't have that. When you take my time, you take my money. So now the criminal has stolen from the store and then caused me to not buy it, which costs the store money, and they've stolen my time, which costs me money, right? So instead of it being the store's problem, they made it my problem, and I'm not okay with that. I'm really not. Just like Family Dollar over here where I'm parked, they put these big giant poles on their carts so that people can't take them outside anymore. Like, what? So what do I do if I do go to Family Dollar? I buy the one or two things that I can hold in my hand and carry to my car, because I can't take the cart out to my car. So I used to go to Family Dollar, and it used to be one of those places like, I was like, well, I'm here, I could use that, and I could use this. Oh, you know what, I could use this too. And I end up leaving with $150 worth of stuff instead of the $5 worth of stuff that I came in there for. And now if I even bother to stop, I'll leave with just my $5 worth of stuff. But most of the time I just avoid going to Family Dollar because they have big long poles on their carts so you can't take them out to your car. And your only choice is to like take the bags out and carry them to your car one bag at a time and hope somebody doesn't steal something out of your cart. It is, you know, the number one rule of business is make things easy to buy for people who have money, right? Make things easy to buy and make it so that they can just keep piling things in their cart and make it easy for them to load them in their car. When you make it hard, you cost yourself money. And that's why Family Dollar basically was about to go out of business. They got bought out by Dollar Tree. But that's why, because they didn't want the carts to go out to the parking lot and have to have an employee go out there and collect the carts. So they decided to inconvenience their customer instead. These are some of the things I think, I often say, like, oh, somebody with a college degree must have thought of that one. Because, and I have to be careful when I say that because my wife has a college degree, but, it's just like, people really overthink things and they really come up with some crazy ideas, and they're trying to solve a problem by coming up with some solution to it, right, rather than addressing the problem itself, right, which is you need better security, you need to hire people to watch people, and not just have one employee making $10 an hour working at the cash register that can't keep track of anything, right? And what they're doing is they're tripping over dollar bills trying to pick up nickels. But anyway, I'm gonna go get some gas and a sandwich. Getting some gas. Television while we get some gas. Looks like I need some air in that front tire too. I'm gonna have to do that when I get home. I'm gonna pull this up right along beside this Chrysler here so I can check the air pressure in the tires. But first I'm gonna have my sandwich. So I think what I'm gonna do here is just take the top layer of bread off because the cheese is stuck to that bottom layer. Get the bacon off of there. The bacon's the good part. Throw this out for the birds. Maybe happy birds. And I'll just eat the bottom part. Then I got another sandwich over there for my wife. Fun times. My sunroof thing's falling apart here. It's all coming apart. Because I'm gonna have to get some glue or something, try to put that back on. I just kind of jammed it up in there for now. This poor old Buick Rendezvous. It just keeps on going though. Keeps on going. We got this new impact here. This is the little 1/2-inch mini 12 volt. Thing's pretty legit. It'll take some stuff loose. I also got the impact driver, but Lowe's cheated me out of my free battery that I was supposed to get with it. But that's what Lowe's does, is they cheat their customers. But yeah, it's got a little charger, comes with it. It's down there on the ground. But it'll do 12 and 20 volt batteries. So, all right, I think I need to put some air in my tires. This is gonna take 2 hands. And I don't have my tripod or any of that stuff, so let me hook this up and put some air in the tires. All right, baby, you gotta start. All right, she started up. Woohoo! Bonus. I got these two. This whole caliper and brake hose I gotta take back to Advance and return it, because I ended up getting the caliper and brake hose from the junkyard for that Chrysler. Somebody just put new calipers on it. So now we're gonna head over to the next town, Dayton, and we're going to a place called RTC something. It's a salvage yard where you can go pick and pull your own parts, and they have a 1990 LeBaron, and we're gonna go see if it still has the struts on it. All right, let's head it out. I gotta get backed out of this driveway first. This can always be exciting times because you can't see at the end. I usually pull my cars around when my customers come and pick them up, because they'll hit my retaining wall and pull out in front of people because they can't see. Like, they never backed a car out before. And some people just can't drive in reverse. You know, I mean, they're just newer drivers. They haven't done it a lot. They don't have much practice. They don't have much coordination, and they start turning the wheel the wrong way, and they just can't drive backwards. Nothing against them. They just can't drive backwards. Alright. Taking the old Rendezvous over to Dayton. She's pulling to the right pretty hard these days. And so what's going on is the strut, when I replaced it on the passenger side, I did not get the bolt that goes up through the bearing plate completely tight, so there's a little play right there. You'll hear it when I hit a bump of it. and it switches position, and it'll allow that tire to kind of, the alignment to go off on it. And I know it's something I need to pull out and fix, but you know, when do I have time to fix my own stuff? But yeah, and so you can't get to it from just the top because it's back under the cowl. You gotta really get back in there with some wrenches, take the top loose, take the bottom bolts out, pull the strut out, tighten it up. I just haven't had time. I just don't normally drive this car that much, except for the occasional local mobile service call, but I'm starting to drive it more now, so I'm gonna have to get that fixed. Other than that, it does pretty good. It still has an EGR flow error because it's got carbon buildup in the intake. I got to tear that apart one of these days and fix that. And it uses some Dexcool, and I can smell it when it gets hot. The Dexcool is really, the Dexcool is strong with this one, right? You can smell it, but I can't see where it's leaking. I really can't. It does huff a little white smoke out the tailpipe when you first start it up too. So it might be about to blow a head gasket. I don't know. We'll just see. These 3.4s and 3.5s are kind of known for that. But mostly I'm just driving it. You know, I fixed the window, I fixed the mirror, I fixed a bunch of stuff inside that was broken, and it does pretty good. It's a good riding car. I did new struts and suspension all the way around. Forgot to tighten up one of them. I can't believe I did that, honestly. It's just, yeah. I was just out there looking at it, and I'm like mounting it up and down, and I see that bolt. I'm like, oh crap. And there's no way to fit a socket or a wrench or anything back in there on it to tighten it up. So it's got to come back out, and it's a pain in the butt to take out, and I just haven't done it yet. But other than that, it seems to get me along. It hauls my tools around. It's hauling me over to the junkyard in Dayton today. I'm sure it'll make it. If it doesn't, I know a good mobile mechanic if it breaks down on the road. A mobile mechanic without a trolley jack today because it's in my truck. I do need to buy another trolley jack so that I have one to keep in here. But, yep. I'm just gonna drive, and I'll see you guys when we get there. I'll just film as much as I can one-handed to kind of show you what it's about, and we'll see what happens. All right, I'm here at the LKQ, but they won't let me go out there right now because they had a lightning flash, and they don't want people working with metal cars in the lightning. What do they think I'm gonna do when I get home? I'm gonna work on cars in the lightning. But I get it. It's because it's not, it's on their insurance or whatever. I get it. But nothing to do now but wait, and hopefully there's no more lightning flashes, and I can get out there and get this strut pulled and get this part. But there's another guy here. I pulled up. He was waiting before I got here, so I'll wait till he goes in. If there's no more lightning and they let him through, I'm gonna run through. I just need to go out. I need to take out 3 bolts, 2 bottom bolts, maybe take off a wheel, you know, if I have to get access to those strut bolts. Chop the ABS or brake line or anything that shit's attached to it and get out. I mean, that's all I need to do. I think it's in row 1, section A2 or something. I have to look that up. I'll look that up while I'm waiting. So I can just hopefully run out here and get my part and get back in. This stupid weather, man. Stupid weather. It's freaking May, man, and it's like 40 degrees, and raining, cold. It feels like it's freaking January out there. But, you know, I'll just do what I gotta do. Just be patient. Sometimes you have to just get it done and work and keep trying and do whatever you can. And sometimes you just have to be patient. It's a balance of those two to get things done sometimes. All right. I'll get back with you guys maybe when they let me in here. Alright, I'm out here. There's a whole lot of cars everywhere. I finally found my car. I gotta get this strut off. So I'm gonna hurry up before we get more lightning. Alright, I got the strut. It's actually a pretty good one. And I got my tools here. I'm gonna let them dry out. Alright. Now it's time to go back and get this thing put on. Alright, so I got it. So I thought it would be really simple because it said it was in row 2, space 1. I was like, yeah, it sounds like it's right at the beginning, you know, I'll just run out there and grab it. It's row 2, space 1 of the Chrysler section, which is down past the GM section, past the Ford section, past the Honda section, and you finally get to the Chrysler section. So it was kind of a long walk in the rain. Even with my jacket on, I'm still all wet up here. Where it soaked through that jacket. That jacket's pretty good, but when it's pouring like this, it's only good for so long. It's not a waterproof jacket. But anyway, I got the part, and now we can head back and see about pulling that car up in the garage and getting this part put on there. My other oil change call canceled today. I don't know about the window regulator out in the rain. We'll see how much my jacket dries. I'm gonna aim some air over there to it. Anyway, I'll catch up with you guys here in a little bit. All right, I made it back home. I had to stop at the Kroger's and get some flowers for the wife for Mother's Day. And I'm gonna give my mom something later. This weather's just too nasty to run clear out there. But yeah, So we're back home. We'll see if we can get that LeBaron pulled in the garage here in a little bit, and maybe switch over to the other camera and show you putting in that strut. Alright, so now I'm just going to take these loose and hope for the best. I found my 10 milli. It was on there already. Oh crap, what did I do with it? Okay, now we'll go down here and see if we can get it out safely. So she's already off. Come on. Well, she didn't come up this side of the junkyard. There we go. We got her. And you can see that she is about to go. Somebody has cross-threaded the wrong bolt on there, and she's all just about to go. She's hanging on there by a couple of threads. Alright, we're gonna try to get this strut back up here. And I think I kept the bolts from the junkyard just in case. Take those off. Those nuts off. Lined up. Second one lined up. There we go. Alright. I'll put these nuts back on the top. I'll show you what I'm doing. If I can find a place to put the camera. So basically I'm just going to take and tighten these back up now. There we go. Alright, she's in there. Now back down here. Ooh. So, turn her a little bit. Get this down. Get this down without tearing the boot. Can't tear the boot. Wow. Okay. I'm gonna have to go get an alignment tool. Maybe I can use this screwdriver. It really goes in here pretty tight. Just gotta go way down. Right here, I'm gonna go into this hole. And we're gonna just kind of kick it down. Wow. What a pain in the butt. We're getting closer. Let's see if we can get a bolt in it. At least a bolt. Nope. Nope, we cannot. Because she's still. There. Okay, now. Okay. Ooh. Just takes a camber bolt here on the bottom. Right there's where she was aligned at. And then we're gonna take and hammer this one out. Woo. Wow. The non-camber bolt goes on the top. Whew. So basically I had to loosen the bottom bolt where that was camming, and then push this in with the screwdriver, and I finally got this bolt to start on this side. So now we're going to hope that we can get a bolt started on the correct side and hammer both of these home. I did get the old strut out and look at the bracket. Everything's identical between these two struts. So I thought maybe I have the wrong strut or something as hard as it's going in here. But that old strut's pretty bent too. So they might have kind of tweaked some other stuff up here. I don't know, but we're going to see. Whew. Crazy. Just crazy. Oh, nope, see, now she's wanting to peek through here. Let's see, maybe we can drive her in with the impacts. There. Okay. Man, come on, you motherfucker. Finally. Woo. Right about there. Now we're going to try to put some nuts on it. That's one of the toughest struts I've ever had go in, I'll tell you. Chrysler. Gotta love it. That needs to go back just a hair. Right there. This one back. Okay. There we go. I'll just give her a little tweak with the wrench to make sure. Jeez, okay, yep, she's tight. She's tight. Alright. Finally in there. Okay, now I just gotta put this little plate on the back. This little 10 million. What a stupid design, Chrysler. Okay, now we're just going to tighten that in. Alright, she's in there. At last, she's in there. Alright. Alignment marks about where it was on the old strut, but we don't know if that's right. You know, it's going to be better than it was shaking around before. And they might have to get an alignment. Oh. because I don't have an alignment rack. And even if I did, I don't know that I want to get into doing alignments. I'd rather just farm that out to somebody that specializes in it. Okay. Alright, let's get this low profile wheel and tire thing back on here. Okay. At least they do still have the plastic spacers in them. Seems like half the time guys at tire shops will throw those things away and then the wheel won't go on center anymore. And you play heck trying to find them. Alright, now I'll get the torque wrench and go over that a final time, set her down, and we'll be good to go. Alright, that thing, it just is what it is. So, I fixed the brake hose was the main thing. We turned the rotors, we got some fresher pads for the back from the junkyard, and we put on a new rear caliper from the junkyard, replaced the strut, turned the rotors, and the brakes work okay. I mean, they're not like new brakes, but they work okay. I put valve covers, and I did the little end cap seals for the camshaft there that were leaking, and so those leaks on top are kind of taken care of, but she still leaks oil, and I think most of it's coming from the oil pan. So you can see this spot of oil right here is just from when I had it in to change the strut. So, you know, it goes on and on and on and on with these older cars, you know. It needs a rear strut too. It's hanging down a little low in this one corner. It needs a drive shaft. It's got a busted boot. It probably needs control arm bushings. It probably needs tie rod ends. It probably needs everything, right? But you can only put so much money in an older car like that. You know, that car is going to sell for a couple $100, you know, in all reality. Maybe $500, you know. And it's just a really old car, and paying me all that labor to put parts and labor to put that thing back together, at the end of the day, you're still going to have an old car that's going to break, you know. So when they get that old, the best thing you can do is just get them going down the road and make sure it's safe-ish. I did take it for a test drive. I took it out on the highway, and I took it up to 85 miles an hour. And actually, she just smooths out once you get up around 70. She just smooths out and goes. At 40, she really shakes pretty bad. But it's still shaking a little, but at least it's not like shaking and knocking. That strut was like bang, 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 bang. You know? But you know, I mean, I drive that car. I mean, I wouldn't drive that car because I don't like the way it fits me. But I mean, I would, from a safety standpoint, I would take that car somewhere, and not feel bad about driving it. Put a few quarts of oil in the back seat and a funnel. I'll make sure she knows how to check the oil in it, and just keep it topped off with oil and drive it. She's starting a new job, so hopefully she'll be able to save up some money and get a little bit better of a car before too long. But that'll get her going for now. I think the total bill on this is going to be around $425-ish. So, you know, that's not terrible. It's not terrible for all the work that I did to it. And I'm cutting her some labor breaks. I really should probably charge a little more labor, but anyway, that one's out of here. It's on to the next piece of junk. But that's going to have to just wait till next weekend with all this rain and cold weather. It's just going to have to wait. You know, I just do this on the side, and I do as good as I can, but I can only do what I can do. Anyway, I'll talk to y'all later. It's Tom, Frugal Prepper. Alexa, turn out the garage light. Alright, the garage is closed.